Good morning. Today's the day. It's looking a wee bit grey just now, but not too bad. The wind's down a lot, which is good. I've got a few things I want to do before I go. Mr. Motorbike there. I was reading up a lot. You know, I've got this thing in my head because I've had a lot of negativity off of people that these catamarans capsize and they blow over, and you know, my lack of experience and things. But I've been reading up, and from what I can understand, the Mark 1 Iroquois used to capsize and blow over because it got overpowered in its mainsail. They reduced the size of the mainsail in the Mark II that I've got, but its huge genoa, that used to cause it problems and it get blown over with that. So I've had a look through things and I've actually got a small genoa. So before I go today, I'm going to take the big one down and I'm going to put the small on, and it might help negate any risks. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. It might help negate any risks, or lower them anyway. I mean, the lower the risk the better, especially for a novice sailor. So I'm going to get the small genoa on. I've got the mainsail reefed. The wind shouldn't be going up above 18 knots a day, allegedly, but we'll see how it goes, and we'll see how far I can get, because time is starting to march on and I'm starting to kind of run behind. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to nip up to the office and take care of some stuff just now. Well, here we go. Just getting ready to leave. Just waiting on a boat coming round at the moment, and then we're going to head away. And by the time we get to the bill, it should be high tide plus 3.5. So somewhere between that 3 and 4. The wind, I've just measured it there, it's saying is between 5 and 8 knots, so pretty good, pretty happy at that. I'll just take my time, take it easy. Not get too far out, I'll just take that inside track and see how it goes. Well, just on my way out to the bill just now. We're making about 4.5 knots, just under the Genoa, and the conditions are pretty perfect, so let's hope it stays like this. Really happy with the way things are progressing just now. As I said, let's hope it stays that way. I can actually see the race just out there. It's almost like it's breaking onto a beach. So I'm turning right in towards the land now, so that I can get in nice and close and get out of that current, because the last thing I want is pulled out into that. It doesn't look too bad, but it still doesn't look pleasant. So I mean, even here there's a swell of about a metre or so. So I'm going to get inside and just stay out of that current a bit. And I've got the engine running just for reliability, I think, just to make sure I can get round. You know, I think there might be a bit of residual swell from the last week's worth of wind, but there's other boats going up at the same time as me, which is encouraging. But I mean, it's not what you would call flat calm. Even with the engine on, I'm making 3 knots. So I'll just inch along and see how it goes. But I mean, other people are going by, so I'm going at the right time at least. Hopefully once we get up, you know, it's not too bad there. But we'll see how it goes. I'm just I'm taking the advice of the people that spoke to me, and what they were saying is, if you can throw a tennis ball to shore, then you're about right. The only thing that's keeping me further out is these fishing buoys. I mean, they're not even buoys, they're just plastic cans sitting in the water sometimes. I don't mind the white ones up here so much because they're quite visible, but there's a few of them that are black and kind of green coloured, and some that have got algae on them, and they can be kind of hard to see at times. So I'm just standing up here keeping an eye out. I mean, It's an absolutely gorgeous day, and now that I'm inside out of that swell, it's a lot more comfortable. I should be going round the bill in about 20 minutes, all going well. So, aye, making good progress so far. The place is absolutely littered with these buoys, so you've really got to keep your eyes out, because it'd be really easy to get tangled in one of them. And with this current and where we are just now, that's the last thing I want. I want a nice smooth passage round this. I've waited 8 days for the right moment, so I'm not wanting to mess it up with hitting somebody's creels. Well, the wind's completely died off, so I'm back to using the outboard. Not a bad day, quite a big swell, but aye, not a bad day. I think I've got about another 2 hours until I get to Lyme Regis. Well, I hope. I said that the last time and then spent hours out, but aye, all going well. 2 hours until Lyme Regis. Well, that turned out to be another long day. Was doing great until I think I was about 10 mile out and the wind just completely died. And the swell was, it was about 1.5 meters. It wasn't too bad. Again, the boat was perfect apart from I somehow managed to get the ropes for the mainsail tangled somehow, but I got that sorted. The main problem again is that outboard engine. It's running, I think, probably for about an hour, and then you've got to, it'll cut out and you've got to wait about half an hour or so on it cooling right down. Then you'll get about another hour out of it. And it's more prevalent whenever there's a swell and it's not quite coming out the water, but you can hear it revving up and then going down again as it goes deeper into the water. Once it starts doing that, you've probably got about 10-15 minutes before it overheats and then shuts down. I'm thinking maybe the shaft isn't long enough for it. I mean, it's a long shaft outboard, but it's one of the ones that I would have called a 3/4 shaft. It's no a full long shaft. So I think I'm going to have to invest in another outboard. And I can keep this one for something else. It's just, It's stressful and frustrating. I mean, I should have been in 2.5 hours early. But again, that was me in late and then jumping up and down, trying to get the mainsail sorted and just rushing about. Thankfully, I can leave a lot earlier in the morning, and hopefully that'll get me finished. I'm going from here to Brixham tomorrow, which is about 35 miles. So hopefully there's a bit of wind, because I mean, it was supposed to be stronger today than it is tomorrow, but it absolutely died and there was nothing at all for about 2.5 hours. So hopefully there's wind. Either that, it's going to be another struggle. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Now, I just done a wee bit of research there, just to clarify what I was talking about with the shaft length. The shaft on this one is allegedly a long shaft at 20 inches, but the other shaft on the other one is 23 inches. So that would have been a long shaft, but from what I can understand, some companies started making them slightly shorter. So I think I think I'm going to keep an eye out for another outboard, maybe slightly more powerful as well. We'll see what comes up, but I don't want to be buying outboards all the time. I mean, I've already got 3 on board, so I mean, I can fix these ones and sell them once I get home, which will fund different parts of the boat, so it's not the end of the world. But as I said, I really don't want to be buying outboards all the time, so I think the next one's going to have to be a good one, and I'm going to have to go over it with a fine tooth comb, just to make sure there's absolutely nothing going to surprise me, because these things are expensive, and I can't afford to keep on going buying outboards all the time. Good morning from a foggy Lyme Regis. I'm just getting prepared to go. Hopefully there's a bit more of a breeze today, and you know, the engine doesn't overheat as much. Talking of which, one of the commenters on the last video actually came up with the exact same conclusion as I was trying to talk about yesterday, although he phrased it in a much more succinct way. The engine's overheating due to wave action, due to it bobbing in and out. It's not quite bobbing in and out, but it's lifting enough that it's getting in the confused water, so it's not getting a chance to cool itself properly. So it's really good to have that kind of thing confirmed, and a lot of the comments have been really helpful, and I read every one of them, and I try to reply as soon as I can. So thank you for all your comments, it really helps, and it's kind of straightened out a lot of things for me. So thank you. But I'm going to get ready and going to set off, so the earlier I set off, the earlier I can get in, I hope, and hopefully miss some of the sunshine, because it was absolutely blistering yesterday, and this big shiny head of mine is it's feeling a bit tender today. So let's get going. It's still really foggy just now, so I'm just going to go slow and take it easy. Visible range is only about 50-60 metres, so just have to take it really easy. Hopefully it clears in a wee while. But that's us on the move. Let's go. Well, we've been on the engine for about an hour now. It's absolutely flat calm. There's not a breath of wind today again, but at least I've not got that crazy swell that's pulling the engine out. So hopefully it'll last a lot longer today. We'll see how it goes, but I mean, if I could get some winds, it would get me there an awful lot faster. So it's supposed to pick up about 10 o'clock in the morning. It's about 8:30 now, so hopefully. Land ahoy! I can finally see something in this fog now. So hopefully it's clearing a bit to make life a lot easier for me. And if Mother Nature wouldn't mind too much, a nice 10 knots would be perfect. You know, I really love the way this catamaran moves, even in heavy swell and things coming round the bill yesterday. She didn't heel like Spirit does. She kind of bobs and gallops like a wee horse. It's actually really cool. I enjoy the movement in this a lot more than a monohull. So I think I'm definitely a convert to catamarans. This will do me perfect. Now, where's that wind? What an absolutely gorgeous day. That cloud's really weird over there. It's sitting about halfway up the hills. The wind's still holding, which is good. I'm averaging about 4.5 knots, kind of up to 5 knots sometimes, just on the Genoa. So I'm really happy at that. Let's hope it holds like this the rest of the day, because this is perfect. I'm really happy and comfortable at this. Let's hope it stays like this. These things stretch for miles and go right across where I was going. I mean, they're literally as far as the eye can see. It's crazy. You know, at some point today, it stopped being about getting to where I was supposed to be going. And I ended up I think I spent about 4 hours just trying to teach myself how to tack. But don't get me wrong, I watched quite a few YouTube videos over the months, and I've read quite a lot online. But this was the first time I've ever actually done it. As a result, I played around that much that I never quite got to where I was wanting to go. So I think I've been out in the water about 10 hours a day, and I decided, rather than pay the money that Exmouth wanted, I'd just kind of moor up in this wee cove. It's out the wind. I'm in 5 metres of water, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I might even go for a swim in a bit. But it wasn't the best tacking in the world, not by a long stretch, but that's the first time I've ever done it. I was actually surprised how far out, or what angle you actually had to go back out the way to come back in. But I've got a lot to learn, but this is a first step. And as I said, today's the first day since I can remember that it stopped being about the goal and actually just started being about something else, which is really cool. Anyway, hopefully I'll get to Brixham or out past Brixham tomorrow, but for now I'm just going to chill out, enjoy the scenery, and maybe have a coffee or something. Well, I'm glad I put a safety rope down there. That current's really ripping fast. As soon as I jumped in, I got sucked straight under the boat. Aye. At least it cooled me down though. But aye, wow, that's ripping fast. A lot faster than I thought. I'm glad I put a safety rope down there. Well, it's just after 4 AM. The anchorage started to get really rocky, so I decided just to get up and go this last 15 miles, because in about 5 hours the wind's really starting to pick up, or it's supposed to. So hopefully I'll miss that. I'm doing about 5 knots now, and I really hope it stays like that. Because I'm having to tack anyway, so aye. Hopefully I can keep it at about 5 knots, and then it shouldn't be too long and I can just anchor up, because the next couple of days is supposed to be really windy. So we'll see how it goes. Well, the wind really picked up yesterday. It gave me a lot of confidence in this wee boat because she handled perfectly. And I got into this wee place just next to Brixham called Fishcombe Cove. It's got 3 moorings on it, so I stayed overnight last night and I'm going to stay here tonight as well. It's absolutely gorgeous, and there's a wee cafe just in the corner there. So I'm going to blow up the tender and I'm going to go over and have a wee bite to eat. I think I'm going to leave this video here before it gets too long, just loads and loads of scenery as I go sailing. But aye, I think definitely need to get a different outboard. I think that's the next step. So I'm actually going to moor up somewhere and head home for a week just to try and sort out another outboard. If anybody knows of one, give me a shout. Aye, I definitely need a longer shaft on it, and I think I'm going to weld up a stainless steel box for the outboard to go onto, just so it's a bit safer. Aye, but for today I'm going to go to the cafe, I'm going to enjoy this gorgeous weather, and I might go for another swim. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this. Please like, share and subscribe, it really helps. And have a great day. I'll see you next time.